The Mask, 1994. Then and now. Back in 1994, one movie proved that all it takes is a little confidence and a magical mask to completely change your life. It wasn't just another superhero movie. Instead, it gave us outrageous comedy, groundbreaking visual effects, unforgettable characters, and introduced the world to one of Hollywood's brightest new stars. That movie was The Mask. Jim Carrey, Stanley Ipkiss / The Mask. When The Mask premiered, Jim Carrey was already becoming one of Hollywood's fastest-rising comedians. But this movie turned him into a global superstar almost overnight. His incredible energy, rubber-like facial expressions, and endless creativity made Stanley Ipkiss one of the most unforgettable comedy characters ever put on screen. Believe it or not, many of the movie's funniest moments were completely improvised by Jim himself. After The Mask, his career exploded with blockbuster hits like Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, Liar Liar, The Truman Show, Bruce Almighty, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. He proved he wasn't just a comedian. He was also a remarkable dramatic actor. In recent years, Jim has slowed down his acting career to focus on painting, writing, and enjoying a quieter life. Even so, for millions of fans around the world, he'll always be the man who showed us that sometimes, all it takes is putting on a mask to become someone extraordinary. Cameron Diaz, Tina Carlisle. For Cameron Diaz, The Mask wasn't just another movie. It was the role that launched her entire career. Believe it or not, she had never appeared in a feature film before landing the part of Tina Carlisle. Her beauty, confidence, and natural screen presence instantly caught Hollywood's attention. Even acting alongside the unstoppable Jim Carrey, Cameron managed to shine in every scene she appeared in. After The Mask, she became one of the biggest actresses in Hollywood, starring in hit movies like There's Something About Mary, Charlie's Angels, Shrek, and The Holiday. For years, she was one of the highest-paid actresses in the industry. After stepping away from acting for nearly a decade to focus on her family, Cameron surprised fans by making her long-awaited return to the big screen. More than 30 years later, The Mask remains the movie that introduced the world to one of Hollywood's brightest stars, Peter Green, Dorian Tyrell. Every great hero needs a memorable villain, and in The Mask, that role belonged to Peter Green as the ruthless crime boss Dorian Tyrell. With his cold stare and intimidating presence, Peter made Dorian feel like a real threat, giving Jim Carrey the perfect opponent to face throughout the movie. By the time Dorian put on the mask himself, the stakes became even higher. After The Mask, Peter appeared in several major films, including Pulp Fiction, The Usual Suspects, and Training Day. Although he never became a traditional leading man, he built a strong reputation for playing tough, unforgettable characters. Over the years, Peter has been open about the personal struggles he faced during his career, but he continued acting and never completely left Hollywood. Today, fans still remember him as the man who nearly stole The Mask's incredible power and came closer than anyone else to defeating Stanley Ipkiss. Peter Riegert, Lieutenant Mitch Kellaway. Peter Riegert played Lieutenant Mitch Kellaway, the determined police detective trying to figure out who, or what, was causing chaos across Edge City. While everyone else was distracted by The Mask's outrageous antics, Kellaway remained focused on catching the person responsible. Peter's calm, grounded performance helped balance the movie's over-the-top comedy. Long before The Mask, Peter had already built an impressive career with films like Animal House and Local Hero. He later expanded into directing and screenwriting while continuing to appear in both television and film. Unlike many actors from the 90s, Peter never chased blockbuster fame. Instead, he focused on meaningful roles that allowed him to enjoy a long and respected career. Today, he remains one of Hollywood's most reliable character actors, with a career spanning more than 5 decades. Amy Yasbeck, Peggy Brandt. Amy Yasbeck played Peggy Brandt, the ambitious newspaper reporter who seemed eager to help Stanley, until audiences discovered she had her own plans. Her unexpected betrayal became one of the movie's biggest surprises and proved that not every smiling face could be trusted. Before and after The Mask, Amy built a successful television career with shows like Wings and appeared in several popular comedy films throughout the 1990s. Away from Hollywood, Amy became a passionate advocate for heart disease awareness, after the heartbreaking loss of her husband, actor John Ritter, in 2003. She has dedicated years to raising awareness and supporting medical research. Today, fans still remember Peggy as one of the most surprising characters in The Mask, a reminder that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Richard Jeni, Charlie Shoemaker. Richard Jeni played Charlie Shoemaker, Stanley Ipkiss's best friend, and one of the few people who always encouraged him to be more confident. Although Charlie didn't have as much screen time as the main cast, Richard's quick wit and natural comedic timing made every scene memorable. His chemistry with Jim Carrey added even more humor to the movie and made Stanley's ordinary life feel surprisingly relatable. Outside of The Mask, Richard was already one of America's most successful stand-up comedians. He made countless appearances on late-night television and became a familiar face to comedy fans throughout the 80s and 90s. Sadly, Richard Jeni passed away in 2007 at the age of 49. Even though his life ended far too soon, fans still remember him as the loyal friend who stood by Stanley before anyone else believed in him.